0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with a little Stellar SHX, XRP, Axelar, Solana, the Ethereum, trash. Kind of little hit piece here, kind of give you an overview of what's happening. It's been a minute. Good to be back. Before we get into it, Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about what he's interested in, what he's doing. What you do with your money is your choice. This is not financial advice. That being said, let's get into it. All right, people. As you can see, Stellar here, we're looking at the rwa.xyz page, talking about Stellar. That's who we love. You know, we're homers. We're on that Kool-Aid. You know, we're about that life. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Stellar, to me, it just makes sense. Obviously, we've got the distributed asset value of 1.54 billion. It's up 9.75% in the last 30 days. Asset value is down. Stablecoin market cap is up 10.13%. RWA holders is up 12.82% in the last 30. You've got RWA 30-day transfer volume is up 67.62%. Let's go. Stablecoin, obviously, as you can see down here, Stellar is not playing with the small fish in the pond. We're talking about Franklin Templeton, Spyco, Ondo, Wisdom Tree, Red Swan, on and on. Stellar. Love it.
The world is so small till it ain't.
Now let's go over to this other piece here, talking about this post from Axelar. Shout out to Stronghold SHX. Recently just posted about they have bridged. So now you've got the SHX and the XRPL. Again, there's a video on that done by Captain X, I believe, on Twitter. You should follow him. I guess he's working for the Stronghold team now. I didn't know they had were paying people, but shout out to them. I guess any kind of knowledge you can get on the network and what they do is beneficial. For me, I don't care about the noise. I know who Sean Bennett and Tammy Camp are. I know the APIs and the rails that they built and the companies that they've been with, who's invested in them and where potentially they're going. I see their vision. I don't need to get hyped up about it. I don't personally mind if it stays low. I just buy more. But to each their own. So we're going to get and do a little bit about this SHX XRPL merger. Again, speaking on that, you know, Stronghold Pay doesn't really come out and do much twittering, but they did throw some eyeballs on this Ripple X Solana, as you can see here. Solana saying XRP. You can see the bridges coming together. Now, what we like to talk about in the videos, and we have talked about in these videos, is interoperability, right? Everything needs to be connected, speak the language, and be working together. So interoperability is going to be the key thing. You can see a lot of these networks connecting, whether it be bridges or via SHX with Axelar, obviously bridge on bridge. So I believe it's for using Stellar because I believe Stellar is the king. And I believe, you know, obviously if you watch my videos, you know that I really believe in Soroban. I believe that Soroban is the game changer for it, and most of these networks are going to be onboarding their smart contracts, and they're bringing their institutions over to Stellar for Soroban. It's the gang. Okay, to go a little bit more on the, obviously, tokenization of assets and what I believe Soroban and the opportunity that we have, obviously, with the interoperability and everything going to be working together. If you listen to Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, going to be the head of the World Economic Forum. Boo, I'm with you on that too. But facts be facts, these people control the money. Now looking at the $674 trillion opportunity that most people don't realize with the tokenization of all assets and value in the world. You're talking about global public equities at 128 trillion, private equity at 7 trillion, US dollar bank accounts 70 trillion, US treasuries 31 trillion, corporate bonds 45 trillion, and global real estate 393 trillion. I believe all of that's probably even more than that. 674 trillion. As you can see today, with the online chain with stablecoins and tokenized assets, you're talking at about 0.3133 trillion total people. Do you see this? This is an opportunity. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not financial advice. Touching on what we were just talking about with Squid, powered by Axelar, obviously being with the XRPL, using SHX as a bridge, or Squid as a bridge, but SHX is going to be with the XRPL. Again, we talked about in our previous videos how, obviously, Sean Bennett came from Ripple. Tammy Camp was the first head of development over at Stellar with Jed McCaleb, who obviously was the co-founder of the XRP and the Ripple network. So obviously you can see the ties. They decided to do, he created, I believe Sean Bennett created the first dev or one of the first devs on the XRP. I think it was OpenCoin at that time network. And then he came over to Stellar and created one of the first stable coins over there. So the man has experience. Tammy Camp built the API and the Rails. And again, API is what everything's going to run on. So, I mean, she built that for Walmart. That is not a small distribution. That is a very, very large API. She's a prodigy. Again, I know a lot of people recently were, oh, this and that. But I don't care about the FUD. Just give me SHX. Give me the silence. Give me the work you've been doing. I believe in the project. So, obviously, we got Squid powered by Axelar. Here we go with indirect but meaningful positive spillover effects on Agua. Of course, you guys know that I love Agua, so I'm going to throw that in here just because we're talking about RWAs and smart contracts. Obviously, it's a settling token on there for AMM and liquidity. So here we go on that. Now, Squid is a one-click cross-chain swap bridge DApp built on Axelar. It routes swaps across 80 chains by combining liquidity from DEXs and bridges. Obviously, Axelar is the underlying interoperability, we love that word, layer providing secure general message passaging and interchain token services for asset transfers and contract calls. It's the bridge infrastructure. The XRPL integration, obviously, Squid now lets users bridge and swap into XRPL and its EVM sidechain from Ethereum trash, Solana, nah, Bitcoin, garbage, Beta Test Coin, Cosmos, etc. XRP and other assets can flow in and out seamlessly. This is a big step for the XRPL DeFi liquidity. Again, we already know Soroban's native to Stellar. It's built into it. XRPL has to bridge out to get its liquidity in DeFi. So again, another reason why I'm not trying to shout out, I love XRP too. I just as I get older, I just appreciate Stellar a little bit more. Now, obviously, we're talking about Agua and Aquarius on Stellar. Agua incentivizes liquidity providers and market makers on Stellar's SDEX and Aquarius AMMs, Soroban powered pools. It's used for rewards, governance, and voting on liquidity allocation. There we go. So now that we got the basis of that down, obviously we know that SHX is involved in it. So let's talk about SHX and kind of bridge it all together. SHX is now directly plugged into the Squid Axelar XRPL ecosystem, and it's a perfect complement to everything we discussed for Agua and Stellar. This isn't just another bridge. It turns SHX into a multi-chain payments rail that funnels compliant liquidity across Stellar, Ethereum, trash, XRPL, and soon Solana, nah, pass. So obviously with the SHX and Squid bridge, you've got the live bridge. They can now one-click, as the video shows, go watch it. It'll kind of give you a whole tutorial on it. It was governance voted, so this is what the community wanted, and the community got it. It's perfect sense, obviously, with the ties to XRP from the beginning. Now, why the XRPL specifically? XRPL's fast, cheap, regulated payments and growing DEX RWA ecosystem matches Stronghold's focused. SHX now flows into XRPL's compliant liquidity pools with fragmentation, one-to-one supply maintained. Sol, ETH, XRP now, and Solana past coming. SHX is already native on Stellar. Shout out to that. Bridge to ETH, trash. And now XRPL. Axelar Stellar integrations plus roadmaps, Solana, nah, live, testnet, and Squid's coverage of Solana means SHX can route across Sol ecosystems too. Community and Stronghold content explicitly calls out Solana, nah, as the next high priority for asset mobility. Sol posting about XRP context. Recent viral Solana, which we just talked about. Teased XRP expansions. Wrapped XRP in a Solana DeFi. It's not random. It's the exact cross-chain liquidity narrative Axelar and Squid enables. SHX bridges ties directly into this. Flows between Solana, XRPL, and Stellar become seamless with SHX as the compliant utility token sitting in the middle. I love to see that. SHX. You guys know I love it. Watch the videos. Now, obviously, is SHX settling all this? Yes. It's positioned as a sneaky, huge API rail, which we know API is their bread and butter. It's what they do. Rail, you described. Stronghold, the company behind SHX, is a Nacha preferred partner with deep ACH integration, the 80 trillion plus US payment network, 5 times bigger than Visa. They offer developer APIs for bank-to-bank, ACH embedded payments. Man, they got SHX just looks beautiful. ISO 222 messaging, the new global standard. Banks, Ripple, Stellar all on. Real-time fiat and on-chain settlements, KYC and AML compliance, and tokenized B2B payouts. Now, rewards and utility for merchants earn SHX on volume, fee discounts, governance, and liquidity for financing. Now, with Soroban, the big dog on the porch, smart contracts live on Soroban, the new Axelar, Squid bridges, SHX becomes the programmable layer sitting on top of TradeFi rails and crypto rails, Stellar plus XRPL plus ETH plus SolPass. It's not settling everything alone, but it's the compliant on-off ramp and settlement token that makes enterprise adoption real. Banks, issuers, merchants, and RWA players can use SHX-powered APIs for fast, low-cost, audible flows without rebuilding everything. Again, interoperability. You saw the price, what Soroban's going to be able to do. Institutions are already flooding into it. A lot more is coming, people. All right, how this flows back to Agua and strengthens Stellar and Soroban as the big dog. Of course, you know I want to know about that. Obviously, you've got liquidity tailwind, SHX activity on Stellar, trading LPs and rewards, plus inflows from the XRPL ETH Solana users swapping into Stellar assets would mean higher Aquarius TVL volume. Aquarius is the government's plus LP rewards token for Stellar Soroban AMMs. More cross-chain capital equals more fees, more stake locking, and stronger scarcity. Now, the ecosystem flywheel, obviously you've got XRPL plus Stellar are both payment-first, enterprise-friendly chains. SHX is the bridge. Bridges plus Axelar and Squid equal bi-directional flows. You've got Soroban upgrades and real utility. Obviously, ACH, ISO 222, and RWA keep Stellar ahead in compliant DeFi payments. You've been calling it the big dog on the porch. This interoperability plus SHX's TradeFi hooks just gave it rocket fuel. Woo! Don't talk dirty to me, Grok. Now, the net for Agua is obviously indirect but powerful. Expect volume spikes in Agua pools, especially any SHX or XRP paired liquidity, and more DAO participation on incentives. Now, let's talk about a little price. Again, this is all speculation. I want it to be math-based, you know what I mean? It's all, obviously, as he says here, purely hypothetical analysis, but if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's why we're here, people. As you can see, the current prices, I'm going to talk about that, but you can see it on the screen. Agua is cheap. You know, $340 gets you 1 million. SHX, what, $600 gets you 100,000 of them. And XLM, $1,600 gets you 10 grand. So do your own due diligence. Obviously, there's a 4-year scenarios based on payments and RWA tokenization market exploding. ACH alone is massive, plus ISO 222, plus cross-chain equals structural demand. Base it off of percentage growth tied to adoption. So here we go. Let's see what it looks like. If we're looking at a low conservative modern 5x, Agua is looking at the high end 0.002 with a market cap of 60 to 7 million. If we go medium on it, it's going to be a high end 1 cent. I'd love to see it for 250 to 350 million. This is by 2030, by the way. And the high end would be 0.034 plus with a market cap of 1 billion. I'd love to see 3.5 cents on Agua. Looking at SHX, Conservative low, they're saying 3 cents, 2030 with a $175 million market cap. Medium would be 12 to 18 cents. Oh, yes, yes. Talk dirty. And high side would be 60 cents plus. I'll take it all. They're talking about XLM, 80 cents to $1, 3 to 5, 10 to 20. People, it's all going online. Tell people all the time, if you can't see it, I feel sad for you. It's coming, whether it's this or it's not. Of course, it's all a guess. I'm not Biff. I don't got the book, but I do got the research. I do got the boring ass time into it. I just believe in these projects. But again, you know, if we all knew the answers, we'd all be rich, right? So do your own research. Hopefully we all make it to the top. Obviously, key drivers to the upside would be SHX utility demand, scales with Stronghold's enterprise traction, Agua scarcity plus rewards flywheel and Aquarius. TVL hits 500 million. Oh gosh, please, I love it. It's coming. XLM benefits as a native gas and anchor for the entire Stellar system. Obviously, risk, we're going to talk about bridge security, regulatory shifts, competition from other rails. But it says SHX's Nacho ACH moat plus Stellar speed is hard to beat. The whole stack, SHX as the TradeFi and Axelar Squid as the crypto highway plus Stellar. Soroban Aquarius as the DeFi engine and XRPL for scale feels like it's building exactly the connected, compliant payments layer institutions want. Stellar does feel sneaky huge here. And that's all I got for you people. It's 7:47 in the morning. I haven't gone to bed yet. I'm a crackhead. But time is money, and you chose to spend it here with me. I appreciate that. Hope each and every one of you have a great day. And like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bitch.
Bye, crypto bro.